What is up, guys? Tony here with Geeks into Games, and today I really hope you guys liked the little meme I did in the intro. We have the Adventure Time deck. Not myself included. We have a bunch of other YouTubers out there which are memeing this deck out. Buy four structure decks, two of the blue and two of the red, and you have a deck to play. As always, of course, because all your SRs are going to be two ofs, and Bandai knows you need four of them, so you have to buy two. And also the fact that the scramble cards, every single art is the chef's kiss. Not except for my preference, the Wizardmon, because me looking at it, you can't really see the unless you're really looking at it, you can see he's actually there with another Digimon in the background. But every other card after that, chef's kiss. But we're not here to talk about the scrambles. We're here to talk about the deck here. So if you do like these videos, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you do like these deck profiles going forward. Hopefully today at Locals, right after this, I will be able to get some deck recordings of this very deck, of course, that I have built here for you guys to show you the power it can do with just the structure decks. And I do have two other tabs up here as well to show you, what the new adventure cards we're getting in BT21 next week, or if you want to go to your GameStops and Targets, since they did broke the release sales, so they should be out there, but can't guarantee you're gonna get them, because as soon as someone sees them, they're gonna snag them all. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive the deck and card by card. So we do have the purple eggs right here that I'm opting to play. The other one is giving plus 1,000 all turns, which is okay, but on deletion to grab a Mon from the trash, any Mon with the adventure trait, I find more valuable. So if I do want to run a fifth egg, sure, but I'm not running 13 Mons, so just four. So this is completely fine for me. If you're going more like War Gray heavy, and if you want to opt to have more, I'm running two of the Ty and Izzy. So if you want to run more of this, like 3/3 and like 2/2 right here, then yeah, you can go for the black egg, of course. So for level 3s, we have the Bayou right here. With the on play, revealing the top 3 cards of your deck, adding one Digimon card with the adventure trait, and one such card that's either a Tamer or an option, and put the rest at the bottom. So every time you're playing this card, you're going to be nabbing one card. Possibly two, because of the Tamers and the options. We do have 9 Tamers and 5 options, so you do have a higher probability of plussing 2 with this card, which is really, really nice. And then you have the Your Turn effect here, your Digivolution's plus 2,000. So very offensive card right here for swinging over small Mons. And then when you also have Alliances, plus 2,000 carries over very well. So we have a bunch of 2-ofs on the rookies right here. So we're running 2 and 2 of the Gabu and the Agu right here. I'm only going to read this one out because the other one does exactly the same thing, minus the heritable. So we had the Agus and Gabus a couple sets ago that, if your opponent has a Digimon 10,000 or more, it can warp Evo into its level 6 counterpart. But now we have the ability to, if we have Tamers with 3 or more colors, we also get to do that. So if your opponent has absolutely nothing, and you are plus 4 memory, or you have the Matt and TKs on the field to give rush, you can go straight into your level 6 for we don't care how cooked you are. We're going to win the game. So now we have that, second ability to oh, they may have a 10,000, cool, we can go ahead and warp. Oh, they don't have anything on the field, but I have 3 or more colors of Tamers on the field, cool, I can just go into my level 6. So, now we have that, and these two are pretty good. So, but, match these numbers however you like it. You can go 3 and 2 right here, or 4 and 1, or 2, whatever. 3 and 1. The numbers here are endless. So you can do this, and that, or this and this, however you want to do it. But it is kind of hard here for these other rookies right here, so I made room for Palamons right here for the simple just playing it out for free off Melga, or playing it for 3. Trash 1 card in your hand, draw 2 cards. Some cards you can just trash and get them back later with the egg when you want to just crash into another Mon and get that piece back that you've trashed, and now you have it. And we also have plus 1,000 for an inheritable, which is also very nice. And then for my locals, I have Tento right here. A lot of players can get around the floodgate that blocks memory, um, but or just doesn't. They don't care about it. But we have the reduced evolution cost right here. This one's a little more hurt because now they can't choke you. So if they're at 0, they can't evo for 1. They have to evo for that 2, which 2 memory is not bad. It's not 1, and we do have enough tamers on the field that like the Sorakari, or Joe and Mimi. If we have either one of these on the field, that brings us up to like 3 or 4. So on to the level 4s. We do have 6 Mons right here of Kabu and Angie, all doing this effect right here when digivolving. If you have one or a few Tamers, you may play one out for free. So we can go our turn 1, just digivolve in the back, draw, play a Tamer, comes back our turn, push out, evo into this, get a second Tamer out. Now we have 4 colors on the field for our Tamers. So one Tamer playing out for free, and one just to pass turn in the very beginning is very, very nice. I know a lot of people don't like playing Tamers out mid to late game because that's 3 memory you have to just waste. That could be at Evo, that could be doing something else. So I'm also going to show you guys level 4s here as well. If you do not like, the 6 route right here, you can do this kind of route. I'm showing Bergamon here as an example because in the other structure deck, there's Toga that also does this. So you have Berger and Toga that have, if your Tamers with Adventure Trait have 3 or more colors, this Digimon may be able to Digivolve for free in the hand. So not something you're going to be able to do straight away in the game because you have to have 2 Tamers on the field to do this. But if you're going more of the Melga route and you're getting to that mid-late game and you're playing these bodies out for free, you're going to get your free evolution. So you can use this, and I'll show you what Toga is. He's right here. So both of these mons also do that. So if you want to switch up your level 4s, if you don't like how I'm doing it, cheating out Tamers early for free, and then going forward from then, just playing them out from that, you can opt to do those 2 level 4s right there. So, and then for the rest of the level 4s, which you can do those 2 Digimon if you want to, but I've opted to have the security mons right here. Both this one and in the Gato here have security effects to play out. This one giving -2 to 2 of your opponent's Digimon. And this one stripping the top evolution cards of one of their Digimon, and then they can't attack or block. So these ones right here are more defensive cards, but the Bergamon of Toga, if you don't want these security options here, you can very well put those in there. So you have your late game stuff for your Melgas right here to be played out, and then go right to your level 5s for free, which then your level 5s can evo into other Digimon on the field to then Digivolve also for free. Which, saying this right now, I'm probably going to end up doing this, but for right now, I'm showcasing the security option Digimon right here. So for the level 5s, we're running the full set of Angie Woman. You can go for like this and the Magna. The Magna, if we were to, I believe it's here. Yes, here he is right here. So this Magna right here, which is also, if you buy 2 of the blues, you get this guy right here with an on-play when digivolving. Place one of your opponent's 6,000 DP or lower Digimon to the top security. For every 2 of your Tamers, 2 colors of your Tamers, add 2,000 to that effect. Yes, you're recovering them. It's another form of removal, which not a lot of cards can block being placed from the field to the top security, unless they say opponents can't, recover, like Congo. This kind of defeats this. But not a lot of people are playing Congo or even know that card even exists, unless they're like a black player that's playing like Commandramon, because their worst deck to go up against is something that recovers a whole lot. So you have this, but not really looking into that because we're looking to win pretty quick with Alliance and not giving them reasons to recover. So you can opt to play this if you want to, but we are just going for the Angie Womans. So we have the on-play when digivolving. One of your other Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card with the Adventure Trait from the hand for free. So this is kind of feeling like, Alter S for when you're playing Omni for playing Omni back in EX 4, 5. I think it's one of those EX sets. And then all level 5s have the your turn. When other Digimon are played or Digivolve, they gain Alliance and can swing. So what I like about here, we're not restricted to the player and or just a Digimon. We can just attack. So we can wherever we want to go with this. Then for those 2 level 5s, we have the Zudamon right here. Another form of removal we have with the on player when Digivolving. From one of our opponent's Digimon, we can trash any one evolution with every 2 colors we have, and then return it to the hand if they have 1 or fewer. So we can go ahead and just gut one of their inheritables. If they have 2 aces in there, bam bam, and God forbid if it's like an ace control deck, it's like ace inheritable, level 6 inheritable, and they have a level 7 on the field. You can go and just get rid of the 2 level 6 and 5 plus memory. That's like the dream, you know, you want to live in. But this gets rid of like pesky blocker or retaliation combos you can put between those 2, or added DP all turns if it's suspended, so you're not able to ride over it naturally because of those. You can strip those out and just swing over some, or just completely put it back to their hand. And then another form of removal we have is the Lilymon. Sure, the suspend all your opponent's level play 5,000 DP or lower Digimon, so you can't like suspend their bigger guys. However, for every 2 colors of our Tamers, return one of their suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. So if they swung out big and they have big Mons, you can simply hard play this for 7 and just yeet them away. So this card is like scary. So we have, the enabler here to our level 4s to Digivolve for free. And then we have, between these 2, 4 different removal cards right here in general. And then for our level 6s, we're running 3 and 3 of the War Gray and Melga. I did had this at 4 and just saw way too much of it all the time in my hand and not enough Melga. And then putting it to 3 here, I'm starting to see, in my testings, of course, an even split between this. So I see this a little bit in my hand, this little bit in my hand, and so forth. But probably may bump this to 4 and do the same thing, because, if you want to do the level 4s right here that are not security mons, or the other ones like the Bird and Toga, you want to run this at 4. But we're running an even split right here just because the deck space is kind of as is. So for the War Gray right here, we have an on-play when Digivolving until the end of our opponent's turn. For every 2 colors of our Tamers, one of their Digimon can't affect one of ours with Digimon effects. No, like, their Digimon can't affect one of ours. Sorry, I read that wrong. So basically, if we have 6 colors, you have 6 mons in the field, cool. Your whole field can't be affected by Digimon. That's the dream we want to live in. But more often than not, you're going to have 2 to 3 on the field. But that's still good. 3 of your mons can't be affected by Digimon effects. So that gives 0 like options for your opponent to like target anything. So, and even if you have 2 mons in the field, if you just cover yourself with this. If I have 2 mons and I don't know 8 colors in the field, cool. 8 of your Digimon, you can tag it 4 twice. That many times. So very, very good for a wide protection rather than just a single stack. And then we have when in Digivolving and when attacking here, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP. So it's not a once per turn. There is Mega Kabuterimon as a level 5 option you can go in as a Digimon, not an actual option, to able to unsuspend one of your Digimon on play or when Digivolving. So you can unsuspend this and just do it again. And then we have Melga. Melga's on play when Digivolving is obviously that's going to be the once per turn right there, because there's no one attacking on this other than the bottom part. Return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. For every 2 colors of your Tamers, add 1 to the level. So as long as you have 2 Digimon, 2 Tamers in the field, you're bouncing any level 6 to the bottom of the deck. If you have 3, well, you know what that does. That's every level 7 and 4th. When attacking once per turn, you may play 1 level 4 or lower Digimon from the trash without the costs. So again, we're highlighting the security mons right here. That's why I have these on plays. But also with the Togas and the Virgimons, you can also have these with the on plays. Or just, Palmon, of course, because that has an on-play as well if you really needed to draw. Here we go. We're going to find the screen right here. Now for our Tamers. We are running 9. 3 of them being the Matt, Ashita, and TK. This is probably the best one you want to have because it has all your level 5 or higher Digimon to gain Rush. And also, your turn with any of your Digimon would be played by suspend this, reduce the play cost. Every single one of the Tamers has these. I'm not going to read that your turn effect. So, Sora, Joe and Mimi, and Sora and Kari all have the, if you have a Digimon with the adventure trait, gain a memory, and then the reduced play cost right here. And then we have Tai and Izzy with also the your turn effect as well, but this one gives the blocker to all your Digimon on your opponent's turn. So there's our 9. You can play 8, shoving this down to 1 because you really want to see these over this, but I sometimes wanted to see the blocker Tamer, and I haven't seen it in most of my testings, and it's because it's a one-of, and I'm not a fan of one-ofs. So we've opted to take one option out of here for it. Now that could be wrong or not, but this one right here is a play cost for 3. While you have a Digimon or Tamer with the adventure trait on the field, you can ignore this card's color requirements. Now, in DCGO, you can have the Digimon in the breeding area and play this out. I don't know how right that is, or if it's true, because the breeding area is kind of considered the field right now, so this may fit into that, but I'll look more into that. But as of right now, as of playing on DCGO, and the fact that also some of the cards are just whited out, so they're looking to fix that. So I wouldn't recommend playing the Adventure Time deck because it's just appalling to look at. But if you have on the field, you don't have to meet the color requirements, and just draw 2 cards. 3 cost, draw 2. Play on and it has all turns delay on the field. So when it goes back to your opponent's turn or your turn, when any of your level 5 or higher Digimon would leave the battlefield, delay, and you may play 1 level 5 or higher Digimon card from the hand without the cost, which that's where all of our level 5s come in. So the card's really, really nice. You could run the 4 of these. So, you could run more of these cards over Island of Adventure right here. But since we have 9 Tamers, I've opted to take 1 Courage of United out for 1 more card of this. So a 2-cost option. While you have no face-up Island of Adventure security cards, you may use it without color requirements. Security effect is all of your level 3 or higher Digimon gain plus 2,000. Add the top of your security to your hand and then place this at the top. Yes, they know what this is, and it's not like at the bottom, but read the inheritable. The inheritable security says you may play 1 Tamer from here without the cost. So if you got like 2 of these in your hand, you just play 1 out, pass. Now your opponent's gonna know that, like, yeah, they got Tamers in their hand. So if they really want to hit this or not, they get you started with free Tamers. This deck wants to have Tamers on the field, so showing this to your opponent means, they have to risk going into security, which, they know what it is, so it's practically they can throw whatever at it, but now you're playing your Tamers, and now you're getting more value out of that for the mid to late game. So that is it for my concoction of the deck here. We're going to quickly go over here for the BT 21 cards. I'm showing 1 of each of these because these are the ones that are in the set. So we got Greymon right here. If on play when digivolving, as long as you have a Tai Kamiya or a Tamer with the Adventure. Give 1 of your opponent's Digimon start of the main phase Taunt, which is great. Then we have the level 5 version, Metal Greymon right here. We have the on-play when digivolving to 1 of your opponent's Digimon, de-digivolve them for every 2 colors of your Tamers. And then the same, effect here for your turns. All level 5s have this. Skull Greymon has the on-play when digivolving to give 1 of your Digimon Raid and Retaliation. So with the Madashita and TK, they'll have Rush, Raid, and Retaliation. So you can just check into somebody on the field that's 10 times bigger than you. If they have ace sources, or on top of that, it's actually an ace card, you're going to plus from that. And has a deletion effect. You may play 1 adventure trait card from the trash, play cost of 4 or less for free. So you get to swing into somebody, you get to take them out, and plus, and play a dude. And they don't. Very good card. And the inheritable also does the same thing. So this of the level 5 inheritables that all have Alliance, basically the same as the main effect right here. And then for the Gabu side, we have the Garurumon right here with another security effect Digimon. For an on-play when Digivolving, you may return one of your Digimon for the adventure trait from the trash to hand. So you can opt to the 4 cards I have for securities, you go straight to this. So now when you're trashing cards from your hand with Palamon, which you can have more copies of, now you can run more of this for a play cost of 4 to buy back a card. And the when attacking here, we'll draw 1 and trash 1. And then we have Were Guru right here, but on play when Digivolving. Delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. For every two or more Digimon, add 1 to the effect. So, for a reduced cost of 7, depending on how many Tamers you have, and that many Tamers you have on the field, you literally can just hard play this and just snipe a level 7 on the field if you have 3 or more Tamers. Wild. Wild that this card can do that. And then lastly, we have the new Taikamiya. This is the memory setter, so this is the one that puts you to 3. Your turn, when any of your Digimon attack by suspend this, draw a card. Very good. Main effect. You may play 1 adventure or hero trait card with a play cost of 2 or less from the hand without paying the cost. For each of your Tamer's colors, add 1 to the effective play cost maximum, and then return this to the bottom. If you have every single Tamer, including this, that's just adventure, you can play a play cost 8 Digimon. So you literally are playing a level 5 for free. And then this goes to the bottom deck. Fine. That's totally fine. The draw factor on this is super good. The fact that you can just, if you're having 3 of these, tap 3 of these, and one of your Digimon attack, draw 3. And then on top of that, while it's suspended, then you can activate that main effect and just bottom deck it. It's crazy. And the fact that you have multiple of these, it's a once per turn on one of these cards. So activate the other 3. Play 3 bodies. So, and then we have just a quick, just a quick look. I'm not going to go over every single card right here, but here is a rough draft of how I would do it with adding the new cards from the set right here. So you guys can pause the video right here and just see it. Let me know in the comments section below what you think of this deck right here, and also this deck right here for the showcase. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.